welcome. It is 12 o'clock, and those of you who know me know that starting on time is something I'm very, very strong on. So the people who are coming in a little late, you're just going to have to find seats. There's a couple available up here. There's one over there. Find them as you come in. We'll have somebody try to help you, but we want to get started because we have about 20 hours of material in about 5 hours is how it feels. Today, as Lisa and I were putting this together and going through it, there's just so much we want to share with everyone, and trying to do that takes a lot. First thing I want to do is, hopefully this mic will be working a little later. The hotel's coming in to take a look, but can everybody hear me okay? All right, good. Because it's good. I have a pretty loud voice to start off with, so we're good. I want to start off. I want to thank Ton for everything he's done to help out with this. He's helping with this. He's the person who's doing the recording. So for those of you who have teammates who are on watching this, he set that up and did it. We really appreciate it. I want to thank our speakers we're going to have today. We'll have Dawn, who's going to be speaking on some products. Joan's going to talk about auto ship. Shelly is going to be talking about building in the homes. Kay is going to be talking about moving tickets and motives. Lynette's going to talk about TLS, and Shane's going to do some work on call workshops and setting appointments. So we've got a number of different speakers who will be doing segments as well to help out with this. Lastly, of course, I would like to thank my wife, who Valentine's Day spent, I think, from 10 in the morning till 8 at night working with me on this. We did go to dinner, which was great, right? Yeah, you're welcome. But she's a perfectionist when we have something like this, because she wants to have the ability to make it the best it can be for everybody. We haven't done one of these. Someone who couldn't come said, well, I'll come to the next one. And I said, well, the last one was October 2011. Yeah. So good luck with that. Yeah, you may have to wait a little while. So I'm glad you guys are here and we're able to get here to do this. We hope to have more than that, obviously, in the future. But unfortunately, one of the things that happens is with my corporate position, we travel a lot and don't know when we will or won't be available to do things. So this weekend happened to work out great for us. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the agenda. I'm going to go over some housekeeping. I'm going to talk a little bit about the attitude of building this business. We're going to then talk about the shopping annuity a little bit. We're going to go live online and show you a couple different things. Then Dawn Hans is going to come up and do product training. Joan is going to then come up and talk about how to use auto ship after the product training, because she's got, I don't know how many customers on auto ship, 18, 19, 20 customers on auto ship. Shelly's going to talk about building in the homes, because her and her team have just been dominating doing that recently. Kay's going to come up and talk about tickets, and I'll be sort of up with everybody adding some things in, and Lisa's going to be adding things in. But with that being said, those segments, then we're going to take a quick break. We're probably going to have 1 10-minute break during the day, so because we just have to. So if you have to use the bathroom, get up and do it during it. But just plan on being seated as much as possible so you don't miss a whole lot. Then Lynette's going to share with us some secrets on TLS, some things, some great products. Kay will come back, talk about motives a little bit, and then Shane is going to come up and we're going to do live role playing. We're going to do setting appointments. We're going to be doing some social media, and then we're going to end with some follow-up, and if we have time, we'll hit some questions and answers. So as you can see, now you know why I was saying it's a absolutely packed agenda, and we're going to be moving fast. So welcome to everybody who's online. I think Todd said there were 125 people registered, and I'm sure more registering as we go along with it. So welcome to you guys. Glad you could be here too. And let's get going, all right? So why are we doing this? Why did we put it together? October 2011, we put the first Do Something coring together. Lisa and I have done corings forever. I mean, there was a point we did them almost every 6 weeks for a year at one point when our businesses were really newer and taking off, and we needed to get that information to people as quickly as possible. And we looked at it and said, okay, what do we need to do? Well, we did one October 2011, a big one like this. And our business absolutely took off, exploded from there. There's a number of leaders in this room who were there at that one who have gone on to earn significant incomes, because we could give you the information in a different manner. We could really just dig in and go after it. So we said, okay, let's put another one together and take the time to go through it again and get everybody up to speed. I mean, one of the things that's going on right now is figuring out what is working and what's not working in the business. Isn't that important? There's a lot out there. And there's a lot of theories and philosophies and different things. And I'm going to give you ours, and I'm going to tell you what works. Because I can only teach what I have done. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to teach on something I've never thought about, never tried. I will only teach you on what we've done. The other thing is we want to break the business down to the most important parts of it. What should we be focusing on if we want to build a business? And I'm assuming you guys are here on a Sunday, so I'm going to assume a lot of you are here because you really want to build a business and you want to build a great business and have that ongoing and residual income. I guess I should say, I think I know everyone. I'm Jim Winkler. If I don't, I think I know everybody, but if I don't, I am Jim Winkler. I forgot to say that. At least they'll hand me notes during the training as I forget things.
Here's your name.
Here's your name. So, those are some of the reasons what's going on. This was this morning, preparing for this at about 8 a.m. Those were my 3 assistants. You can see they were really working hard. By the way, that's a black dog right there with another dog laying on it, which was funny. I've always believed everything comes down to using and selling the products. Now we're going to talk about sharing that shopping annuity as well. Sharing the business, which is showing the plan. Selling tickets and teaching your team to do the same thing. We complicate things in our minds so much with so many different things, and this is what it comes down to. It comes down to taking action. We call this the Do Something More training because it's about doing something more than you're doing right now if you want to succeed. And, there's a lot of reasons to succeed. There's a lot of great things going on. Today, make sure you meet some people. I've always believed you got to surround yourself with people who are serious. You got to get away from naysayers. You got to get away from the negative people. And this is a great time to meet people at a training like this. When you get a chance during that quick break, after it's done, before I saw a lot of you talking to each other, but you surround yourself with people who want to go the same place you do. If you want to be great in this business, surround yourself with great people. That's the easiest way to be able to do it. Now, this is, we talk about why to do this. A lot of you know, and thank you for a number of people came up. My mom passed away about a week and a half ago. The Wednesday, actually, of International Convention. But a lot of you also know, and I was very fortunate, when my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer 4.5 years ago, which was stage 4, I spent, almost 2 months with her immediately when she went through chemotherapy and radiation. I'd go, I'd come back, I'd go, I'd come back. I'd had the ability to do that because of our business. And our income went up while I was there. When we were getting close to knowing what was going to be the final stages in January, as crazy as my corporate position is, as crazy as everything going on is, I spent 3 weeks almost in Sarasota with my mom and dad during that period of time. The company said, work from there, you work from home anyway, so work from there and do it. And what I'm saying to you is, I will value every one of those minutes for the rest of my life. But I got them because I'd already taken care of my business. I can't tell you, and Lisa would say the same thing, so would some of the people who've been around a while, how many times people have said to me, I wish I would have built this sooner. I wish I would have taken action. I wish I would have done something. And what I'm going to try to get across today is it's later than any of us think. Things are going to happen. You think nothing's going to happen, you are crazy. Something's going to happen in your life where you're going to need time. Am I right? That's what I'm saying. Happy times, good things, things you want to do. But you can't have time if you don't have money. And you need to build a business so you can have both and enjoy the good times and be able to enjoy them and have the time to do what you need to during the tough times. So that's really one of the things that really was pushing us with this as well. We've got it. We feel every day as fortunate as you can feel in the world. We want it to go out to everybody else. We want everybody else to have what we have. And, I think part of that begins with belief in the company. I'm going to give this to Lisa because she might pipe it. Is it on? It's muted. Okay. When you talk about the company, 23 years old. Well, I'm going to show you some really interesting things today, by the way. That means a lot. That means, and what you're doing right now is you're building something for the next 20 years. You do realize that. You're not building for a year. It's not going to make an extra $300 this month. You're building something for the next couple decades minimum. Minimum. Hopefully a lot longer, right? 84 consecutive quarters of growth. How about in this economy? How many companies have had that? An A-plus Better Business Bureau ranking. And now, as you know, that's on our new UVP presentation because we're so proud of it. That's a big state. Someone says, oh, I looked you up on the internet. Those of you who work with me closely, what's always my first answer? Did you go to the Better Business Bureau or did you go to the bathroom wall? Because the rest of the internet is the bathroom wall. Yeah. Anybody can write anything. They have no accountability. It can be complete lies, but the Better Business Bureau cannot lie about it. They have to be accurate. They have to tell the truth. So that's where I send people. 2013 Torch Award, which a lot of you don't know what that is. That's from the Better Business Bureau. We won that for having ethics in business. It goes to one company. That's a huge award. To go to us out of the state of North Carolina, which is where the company is focused. To be up last year, 2014, we were up 12.5% in sales. Do you know how hard it is for a company that's over $500 million to go up 12.5 in 1 year? A lot of companies, if they have a 3% jump in a year at that level, they had an amazing year. We were 12.5, up 10% commissions, up 19% registrations of new business partners. To me, more important, up 13% in renewals, meaning the people who renewed at the end of the year. More people were staying in the business because they're seeing what's happening with the company. And we're up in every market country we're in. Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, Mexico, UK, Canada, US. I'm probably forgetting somebody. We just opened Spain. But with that being said, every country we're in, Singapore, we're up. That's a unheard of. When Lisa and I went through these numbers with Dennis Franks going through them, I mean, guys, the reason I'm starting with this is I need you to understand what you have in your hands. Because, see, I understood it 18 years ago, even when it was harder to understand. Now, this is becoming very apparent. And you need to take advantage of it. Because some people in this room are going to go on to be $1 million earners in this company. And some people are going to be 10 years from now saying, remember that meeting I was at? I wish we would have done something. Who would have thought that would be a $10 billion company by now? Right. I was struggling sponsoring somebody. So it's all how you look at things. Ranked number 46 for social media out of the top 500. And continuing to go up with that. A little insight. As a lot of you know, I've been with the corporate team now. Believe it or not, it's 4 years. Has that gone fast or what? Some of you remember when Kevin made that announcement at the regional that year that I was joining. It'll be 4 years as of May that I've been there, May 2nd. I've had the pleasure of working side by side with JR, with Lauren, with Andrew, with Dennis, with Kevin, with Marty, with Joe, with Mark, with all these people on our corporate team. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is for you to understand them. These guys are tireless. I mean, nonstop. And you have owners who are wealthy. I call it generationally wealthy, meaning whether they ever work another day or not, their kids are taken care of, their grandchildren are taken care of, and their grandchildren's children are taken care of. Yet, we'll come home, we'll go out to dinner with JR, come back to the apartment with them, and he'll work 3 more hours from like 11 to 2. Not because he has to, because he loves it, because he's doing it because just like I started with, his whole thing is I've already got it. How can I get everybody else to get it? And when the reason I'm sharing this with you is when you understand where we come from a corporate end. I mean, when you're going to bed, they're starting work.
Lauren's calling us.
Yeah.
We're about to go to bed.
We're about to go to bed. Lauren will call us 11 o'clock at night. I've got an idea. Can we talk about this? And I mean, how can you not want to when she's thinking about it? Because she's trying, whatever builds our business. Isn't that true? So that's the way I look at it. But I'm sharing it with you because a lot of times we're like, oh, this isn't perfect, or that's not, quite where it needs to be, or whatever. We're going to keep getting better. You got great leaders to follow. I don't want to be on a team with people who just coach me and don't do what they say they do. Do you guys? I want somebody who wants it as bad or worse than me. And I think those of you at World Conference really got JR's spirit. I feel bad for anybody who has not seen his clothes. Because, you get the spirit. This is where he's been trying to get to for 23 years as a company. And his dad passed away. The funeral's actually today for JR's father. So, it's that time of life. A lot of us are going through different things. Please wish him well in your thoughts and prayers for him and his family today, obviously. We're not going to stop, and that's, I guess, what I'm trying to get across and trying to talk about. When you choose not to build, we're going to build anyway. So let's do it together. It's more fun. You know what's fun is everybody making money and having a blast doing it. Would you guys agree with that? It's fun. It's a good time, so let's do it. The company's changing corporately a little bit. I'll give you just a couple updates. Some of you know this. Kevin Buckman now works more as a personal consultant for JR. Like, he's no longer a corporate employee of the company. He works on projects. Those of you know Kevin, he's been with us for 22 years. He's had some serious health issues. He's building his business and he's doing these projects hand in hand with JR. Great move for him, great move for the company. With that being said, I've picked up the NMTSS global part of what we do now. So I've been obviously taking care of the U.S. And Canada, part of Canada for a while, and now that includes Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, all the things that go with that. And then Dennis is really getting involved. He may have talked about this a little bit at World Conference, but TLS and Nutrimetrics, you can see Dennis has really put some focus in on that. Because again, he's been with the company 23 years, so he's changing some of his focuses. He'll always be an executive vice president with us, but Andrew and I are picking up more, and I should have said Andrew too earlier when I mentioned the NMTSS, because Andrew Weissman, who's my partner there in a lot of things we do corporately, is picking up a lot of those things as well as we're taking responsibility for worldwide sales for a lot of the company doing that as well. So you're going to see one of the things the company's doing is continuing to grow, just like we have to do. There's some of us who have been in this business a long time here. What do we need to do? We need to replace ourselves. Don't we? We need to find people who want it like we do, who build like we do, who want to be great. That's the object of the business, isn't it? When you replace yourself, you create residual income. We're doing the same thing corporately is what I'm trying to get across. Is only we're not replacing, we're adding and changing and shifting roles with it, if that makes sense. Yeah, Lisa just asked me to state that everybody on that corporate team owns a business. I don't know if everybody here knows that. Why is that important? That's important because every move they make is a corporate move and is, in their minds, a distributor move, an unfranchised owner move, because it affects both ways. And I've always actually loved that. I've known that forever, that they were, JR has a business, Lauren has a business, Andrew has a business, Dennis and Kevin have business, Mark has a. That's a great thing to have that balance in a business, that they're thinking of it from both ways. If you didn't know that, I want you to know it. What we're trying to do as a company is go to a higher standard, and I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that as I talk about it, but I think it speaks for itself pretty simply, doesn't it? It means we're trying to separate ourselves from the, I'll call them Me Too companies or other companies out there that people will want to compare you with. And, a lot of times with a comparison company, what do you run into? Someone who offers quick upfront money. Anybody ever had a company do that? You can make fast money. You get recruiting bonuses, right? Talk about that a little bit. But they don't offer any retail profit. You do realize that typically. Most companies don't offer retail profit. So how much retail do you make when you sell something in a company that offers no retail profit? Great, you guys are awake. That would be zero. All right. If we sell 2 OPCs, we make $34 doing that. Okay. You don't have to do much work. Anybody heard somebody say that? You don't have to do much work. This is simple. You don't do anything. Anyone who's going to tell you to build a business, you don't do any work, is lying to you. I don't care if it's traditional. I don't care if it's networking. I don't care what it is. If they tell you don't do any work and you're going to make a lot of money, I grab my wallet and run as fast as I There's only one product or service, so it's simple. Anyone ever heard that? They only got one product. Man, I just showed Lisa today a company that just went out of business. This was a big company. This was the next wave. This was the people calling me 2 years ago. They're gone. File done as of yesterday. 2 days ago, gone. And we've seen this how many times? There's been over 250 companies that tried to copy our compensation plan but don't understand it. What I'm trying to get across to you is there's a reason we're 23 years old is we know what we're doing. And the reason we don't do one product is because it doesn't match our philosophy. It's not what we are. And they don't last. It never has and never will. I've been here a long time looking at this, and I need you to get that understanding, be proud of what you have. We don't pay for recruiting. We pay for volume because that's what a real business pays on, doesn't it? Get in on the ground floor. Anybody heard that? Got to get in early. Well, if you can get it on the ground floor, doesn't that mean it's going to be bad 5 years from now? Which means if it's going to be bad 5 years from now, are you going to be able to look anybody in the eye and honestly recruit them and bring them into your business? See, what I like is I can look at you and say 18 years later, it's so much better than it was 18 years ago. You have such a better chance. You can make more money. You can do it faster. That's what you want in a company. A lot of them grow really quick. I've seen companies grow faster than us. In 2 years, what took us 20. But in year 3, be gone. And all the people ruined that were with them. Low entry cost. Anyone ever? Well, you guys are $3.99 to come up that faster. I can join this company for $49. How much BV do you get? Well, I got 100 people. Doing what? Nothing. So how much are you making? Nothing but $49. It doesn't even make sense. This was February 10th. Anyone ever hear Wake Up Now? Gone. And they were the big one coming at us a couple years ago. You know, they're the big thing. Well, why doesn't your company do what they do? If you read down on this, I guess I didn't get it on the PowerPoint list, but it said on the bottom, what was it? Thousands of distributors left in the dust. Where is it? 10,000 of distributors left in the dust. If you read the next article on it, though, the CEO took a whole bunch of money. And he made a killing. And that's what typically happens. They do a quick hit, they're gone in 2 or 3 years, and then they leave a whole bunch of people in the dust. And that's where JR came from, is understanding that. He said, dude, you guys know JR sat on the board of the Direct Selling Association twice? Twice he sat on it. People ask, why aren't we in the Direct Selling Association now? We don't need to be. You know you have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to be part of it because you pay for lobbying. We don't have to be part of it because there's nothing to lobby. We do it the right way. We don't have to go in and try to get someone to protect us because we've done it the right way. And I just want to tell you why I'm so proud of what we have. We search to infinity on volume, not on levels. Everybody knows that. To infinity. That's a tremendous thing in a business. Volume accrual, 365 days for our BV, 730 days for our IBV. To be able to add up, it doesn't end at the end of a month. When someone compares you to another company and you realize they only paid 8 levels and the volume wipes away at 30 days, don't you dare compare me to what they are, and they have one product and no training. I mean, were you with me? Someone was comparing me to something the other day, and I just snapped. And I just said, well, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, I don't mean to be rude, but you have no clue. And I said, I can explain the differences if you really want to go through it, because I wanted them to understand what we are. 2 organizations to a 6-figure income. You can't be any easier. BV and IBV, shop.com, and the shopping annuity. I mean, these are we started with just BV. Now IBV. Now how we're adding it in with what we've got on shop.com and shopping. Our volumes have gone through the roof in the last 2-3 months with what's happening. We're going to talk about what you can do to generate so much more money with so many less people if you do this right. Cashback and retail profit right away earning. So no, there's no recruiting bonuses, but we can make retail profit forever. Our number one customer was October 1997. He orders from us now, 18 years later, 4 aloe juices and 1 OPC every 40 days. So retail profit on that, multiply it by every 40 days for 18 years. Would you rather have a one-time recruiting bonus, or would you rather make retail profit forever? I'll take retail profit forever. And then continued growth with the company. We put this on here because we didn't know how many of you knew this page. Has everybody been and seen the UnFranchiseManifesto.com? If you have not, there's a website, UnFranchiseManifesto.com. And that site, JR, has multiple different things in there. If you want to learn why we're different, all you have to do is go in and listen to some of the different things he has in there. Someone says you're a binary. He explains why we're different than a traditional binary. Because there's a lot of differences. It's like saying you're a car. Are you a Yugo or a Mercedes? There's a difference, right? So he explains the differences on it. Great site for you to have. And I guess as we start the training and really get it going, it's time. We got to stop making excuses and make it happen. Do you guys agree? It's funny, as we're getting ready to come here today, there were about 10 people who got a hold of us this morning and said they couldn't make it. Which was actually, we were happy. Because, as you can see, we really didn't have enough room. But we planned on it. Why did we plan it? Because here's what always happens. The people who need it the most back out at the last minute. Because they make an excuse why they can't be there. It was all excuses. Some of them were this long. And if you're watching, so what? Printed excuses. Excuses. And one of them said, you probably will think this is an excuse. I wrote back, I do.
Yeah.
No big deal. It's your business, not mine. Do whatever you want, but it's okay. But if you want to build, you build. And you get rid of the excuses, get rid of the things that get in your way. Ton is putting together a site for us. The URL on it would be myindependentdistributor.com/do, and that's a dash, something dash more. Do dash something dash more. And a lot of the handouts and things we talk about are going to be on that page for you. So that you have one reference point to grab them. Okay, if there's something we feel you need to be able to get there. Has everybody got that? I'll repeat it one more time. myindependentdistributor.com. You see that up there. Then /do dash something dash more. Okay. This is one thing that'll be on there. Lisa's put together a number of the different websites that are out there. And I won't go through all these, but whether it be our Go Now Wisconsin, whether it be the Northern Regional site, which is now going to become very important over the next couple months, the Go Now Chicago site, the UnFranchise Training, UnFranchise Meet On, all the sites are listed here, a lot of the major sites, so you can have them in one area to be able to search for things, okay? So you can get that, that'll be on that site, that you can just go and download it and have it if you need to look through it. What Lisa and I do is we bookmark a lot of these on our computers. We have certain ones that are bookmarked for Market America, I have ones that are bookmarked for shopping, I have ones that are bookmarked for other business parts, but that's what we do with them, so we have them at all times to be able to find things. Our Facebook group, Winkler Do Something, I would imagine all of you are part of that. If you're not, please have someone who invited you get you in there so you can see some of the different things going on and that you're added to that. On here, it's just a real simple way for us to be able to communicate. A lot of you have different Facebook groups. I want you to keep those. Those are great things for you to have. But it's great if we can all be together on one as well to add. It's where Lisa and I really get to communicate our message, because I think Kay, you and I were talking. It's like we're probably on 20 or 25 groups. I can't add into each group because it would take me forever to go to each group and do it. But I can put it in one spot, and it goes out to everybody who's on that, and that makes it simple. If they want to pass it on, they can.
I do want to say, if you have Facebook, use it. No, just you can say
This is like being at home.
I think you got it.
Well, yeah, she thinks I talk.
Yeah.
What Lisa said, what? What Lisa said is if you have one, use it.
Yeah.
Post on it. Shane will talk about some things with that later, but take the time to really be active on it. And for those of you who are here and you don't check this very much, sort of shame on you. You should be checking it every day.
Yep.
You should be looking at it, taking a look, what's going on, because we communicate through here much more than we do email anymore. Because not everybody checks their email on a regular basis, but most people are checking on here and doing that. So make sure you're checking, make sure you're jumping on there. Well, but Jim, I don't have a Facebook account. Create one. Create a fake one and have somebody put you in so you're in there. Okay, I mean, really, I don't deal with that. You know what I mean? Okay, don't use one of the best tools in the world to communicate and to share things. The reason it's so good is because so many people can share on it. Simple way. So do something Facebook group. This is our Go Now Wisconsin website. It's GoNowWI.com. And everybody should have subscribed to that. You should have they have an email where you can sign up for emails for anything coming up. It'll be sent out to you. So you want to make sure you've done that. I call this housekeeping, but I'm trying to make sure we're all doing the things we need to simply on that. Aubrey, you guys have in Illinois. This is Aubrey Glaskin Clay here, who's the local coordinator. And we really have a great thing here. We have Aubrey as local coordinator in Illinois. We have Ton in the back, who is southeastern Wisconsin, and we have Shelly and Tony here, who are northeastern Wisconsin, which is great. With all three local coordinators in the room. Which site is it Go Now?
Go Now Chicago.
It's on that.
It's on that sheet, GoNowChicago.com. Okay. Yeah, so great. But, one of the things we'll talk about, we have the regional convention coming up, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. These are some of the trainings that are coming up here locally. I think every one of them is in one of these rooms right here. I know a lot of you don't understand it, but you're probably blessed with the greatest training area in the country, in the world, to be honest. What it means, do you have to go to everyone? No. But boy, when you haven't been to a training in 2-3 months, who are you kidding? When you got all of this going on just here locally, not including what's going on in the Northeast, not including what's going on in Illinois with it. And I want you to see there's some great things to take a look at. Todd's got a new distributor, Basic 5, and then an ECCT. Dawn's going to be doing a product training on the 26th. Barb is a TLS group going 27, 28. Margita's doing motives. So whatever area you have somebody to plug them into. What? Oh, and Ton's internet training on 3/8. That's a great. How many people have been through an internet training yet? Oh, that's it. Guys, I would tell you, put that on your calendar. Especially if you want to get up to date with the tools we have as a company and how to use them and things like that. The internet training, I think, should become and may become actually a required training for us. It may be added to that new UnFranchise training Basic 5 as required because it's vital to know how to use the tools you have at your disposal. Yes, Dawn. Oh, you're the 25th? Okay, Dawn's is the 25th. Same time? What day is that? That's a Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. And Dawn is a tremendous product trainer. She's going to share some of that today. Your UnFranchise training site, as everybody knows about UnFranchiseTraining.com. To be able to go to that, one of the things you'll see right up here is there's a new UBP presentation on that UnFranchiseTraining.com. Some of you saw it if you were at a Tuesday UBP, but I also recommend you download it onto your own desktop or onto your iPad, whatever you're going to use to be able to do it. And there's a lot of ways of showing the plan, whether it be a flip chart, an iPad, a laptop. I mean, Lisa and I still go old school once in a while. We'll have both out and show paper and pen. The YouTube, the webinar that I have on jwlive.info, which is a live webinar, which my wife is saying I will have updated by the end of the week. So, Tom, I will be calling you to help me with that again. Because I got to get the new slides in there to be able to do it. But when you take that UBP presentation and you put that onto your computer or your iPad, the nice thing about it, if you want to hide certain slides because you're doing a one-on-one, that is okay to do. Not at a UBP ever. It's got to be the set presentation. But if you don't want to go through that whole darn thing and you want to shorten it because you have less time, you have the ability to do that when you put it on your desktop or iPad. You can start. I would recommend you start by going online. People always ask, how do you show the plan? I start every time by going online. And I go online and I show them shop.com. Why do I do that?
So who we are, where we're going.
Who we are, where we're going. There's one other thing that becomes part of that.
They're a customer. You make them a customer.
Make them a customer. Still one that's bigger than all those. Credibility. Someone said it. How many of you ever sat down with somebody and you start to talk about the business and they look at you like not in a nice way? I don't know if it's pity or if it's they're upset at you or they think you're crazy. Well, when I start off showing them shop.com and they see Kohl's, Target, they see Walmart, they see Raise.com, I show them how to save money. You don't get any of that. You get, wow, this is cool. Then when I go into the presentation, they're much more open to seeing different things. Does this make sense to everybody? And it's just a quick tip that can make a huge difference. You also need at least 45 minutes. I always hear people saying things like, oh, I set an appointment to show the plan and I've got 20 minutes to do it. What plan are you showing? Because I've never seen anyone who can show a plan in 20 minutes and make any sense of it. I can sit down and talk to you for 20 minutes, but I can't show a business plan. Even if I condense it, I can't do it in 20 minutes. I mean, to go online and to show a condensed plan, you still need and answer questions. Treat your business with some respect. I mean, someone called me up and said, hey, I got $1 million idea for you. Can you give me 15 minutes? That's all I need, and you'll get it completely. I would be like, really? Those don't go together. Book a follow-up, sell a ticket when you're done. So, you're welcome. Pam, I'm right here. You don't have to watch me while I'm talking. No, that's all right. That's good. All right. One of the things, and this is a handout that's going to be on the page Todd's putting together for us. And this is just something Lisa and I always have. We actually put it into our personal presentations, not the UBPs. I always want to be very clear on this. But on our personal, we put this after step 3. We have a slide that we use because we like to show people what are the general costs that it takes to build the business. And really, I'd learned this from Shane. He had talked about this with me a lot before, about putting it out there so that people know what they're spending. So that at the end of it, you don't run into a problem where they've gotten all excited. How many of you got someone all excited? Then you get to the end of the presentation, and they're like, oh, you got to do this? I use it after step 3. I know, Shane, you typically use it after step 2, I think, of the plan a lot of times. I like it after 3 because I've now just talked about the fast start case. So it's a one-time order. What do you need to do, Kay, as a business owner? You need to retail $200 a quarter, which is about 90-day to customers, people other than yourself. We have something called an UnFranchise monthly auto ship. Typically, this is going to be your personal use because we're going to show you how to convert what you're spending already into money, into building your business. I don't talk about retailing this a whole lot. And the reason is, based on what we have right now, shouldn't we be converting over what we have and getting it right out of our own business? The retailing should come from other orders that are placed. And a lot of you know me well. I'm a pretty straight shooter. Here's the answer. If you're not using any of your own products, you're not going to succeed. You fail. In the business fast. How's that for simple? I'll give you another one. The more you use, the higher your degree of chances of success. When we talk shopping and we'll talk about you retail more when you use more. This is simple, but we complicate it. Well, but Jim, I'm tight on money. You're always going to be tight on money. You don't spend more, change your habits, okay? And then it goes through what it costs typically in a month to do it. And with our BV, our IBV, and our UFMS, everybody in this room better have IBV on your transfer binder. You should not be in this class, okay? So if you got here without it on there, that was a mistake. It should be on there because you cannot do your shopping annuity without it. So you want to have that minimum 10 IBV on your transfer buying, your monthly auto ship. We want to get 10 customers ordering $50 because that'll give us at least $130 profit, which if we have 10 customers ordering $50 a month, making $130 minimum profit, doesn't that mean that takes care of basically what we're ordering and we get it for free anyway? So it all works the same way. We're using products, but we're generating customers. And you have a renewal for $99.95. The other thing we'll mention is there's tickets that you would be buying to events. Other than that, does that pretty much cover what it takes to get started and really get a business run? If there's a traditional business owner in this room, let me ask you a question. Were you able to start your business, Danny, for $400 and make money as you go along? No. It's usually put out a whole, right, Angie? You put out you put out a ton to get it going, right? That's how it works for traditional business owners. And so you should be proud of what you have, not embarrassed of what it costs to do it. Does that make? I put this out with pride. This is what, man, you have an ability to build a business that has 400 people gone on to earn $1 million. let alone all the people make an extra $600 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000, $3,000 a month, and you get to do it for this. It's incredible. Other things we want to be able to look at. There's a new About MA document. Where do you get that? You go to Downloads, you go to Sales Aids, and you go to under Sales Aids, you go to the line 2. It's the MA document, updated. There's about 40 different live links in there. This is the #1 follow-up tool that Lisa and I use, probably, to send people. And that's just one page of the updated document. You can see the live links to be able to go to things. One other thing, so I wasn't at World Conference. I wish I could have gotten picked up on some of this, which we're going to share some with you today. But why don't you go to Market America YouTube? Everyone in here should subscribe to Market America YouTube. Okay, should be subscribed. Then you can go on Market America YouTube. If you go down to the bottom of the page, it says Market America 2015 World Conference. How long ago was World Conference?
Last week.
Last week. There are now 31 videos from World Conference already on there. So anything you didn't get to see, you can now go to YouTube, boom, it's right there, and you have the ability to see it right on there. So I would get to, does that make sense to everybody on how to do that? YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and then be able to go there. UnFranchise.meeton.com. This has become an amazing site for us. So many free trainings on here going on UnFranchise.meeton.com. Now, if you do have to pay for one, you actually have to go in and you have to buy their credits rather than dollars. If you're going to pay for one, you buy credits. But great training site. Again, this should be bookmarked. It should be something you should be going to. I know there's a number of people.
It's just a link from our back office.
It's also, great. It's a link from the back office. If you go under training on the right-hand tab, you can link right to it.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, jwlive.info, that's a webinar that I do explaining the business where I take people live online. I've got to update it because we have the new presentation. But that's what that is, where you can have somebody watch that if they want a more detailed look at what we do. And it's me showing the business. You don't see me, you just see the webinar part.